Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks, to The Hungry Gamers, back with another mini Kickstarter preview, and today we are talking about Let's Go A-Barding. No, Bardwood Grove is what it's actually called, and I was lucky enough to get to do a demo of this on Tabletop Simulator with the developer and the designer of this game, and I actually also got to play an earlier version of this game before it actually had a title, and I called it Let's Go A-Barding since then, and it is the latest game coming to Kickstarter from Final Frontier Games. And in case it wasn't clear, this is more of a first impressions of the game because due to my personal schedule, I'm not going to be able to get a physical prototype of this one and then be able to run it through its paces before the campaign starts. But I do, in general, really like the stuff that Final Frontier puts out, so I wanted to at least do something for this particular campaign. But, as I said, it is just a first impressions based off of Tabletop Simulator. So what Bardwood Grove is it is a Euro-style game in which you are moving your particular bard, and each bard is a little bit asymmetric with different starting decks and different musical instruments and different abilities. You're moving them around Bardwood Grove, and as you're moving around, you are slowly moving around this wheel. I'm going to call it an action wheel. It's not quite right, but you're moving around this wheel, and that's going to tell you how many steps you can move. And then every time you get all the way around the wheel, you're going to wind up having to play a song. And wherever it is you play a song, anything that is next to you, any of the squares around you, you're going to be able to activate those buildings as well. Now, simple enough, but let's talk about the actual songs themselves. See, there's also a deck building portion of this game along with the tableau you're building of your songs. What's going to happen is each turn you're going to have two cards. One you're going to discard, and it's going to give you resources. It's going to move you around the wheels. It's going to tell you how far you're going to move and how close it is you're getting to playing a song. And it's going to give you a certain amount of volume or noise, whatever it is you want to call it. And the noise is something that you're going to spend when you play a song. When you play the song, you're going to activate all the cards in your tableau. And some of those cards are going to simply give you melody, which you'll use to soothe the monsters that are kind of wandering about the town. By soothing a monster or defeating a monster, you're going to take that into your hands. It's going to give you a reward, and then eventually you'll be able to brag about how you soothe this monster. You put that into your deck, and every time you draw it, you're going to get more rewards. So you're kind of building your deck that way. Or you'll be getting lyrics, and you're going to be using these lyrics to tell legends. And as you tell legends, what it's going to do is, one, it's going to give you a little bit of a bonus, but it's also going to allow you to pick some of the in-game scoring conditions that will activate at the end of the game. So as you're going through, you are literally choosing scoring conditions based on what it is that you are actually doing. Along with that, of course, you can go play concerts, you can go to different places, you can buy new cards for your deck, and so on and so on and so on. So there's the fast and dirty how this game is going to work. So what do I like about this game? First of all, as with pretty much all Final Frontier games, I do like the way it looks. It's art by the Micho, who has, again, that kind of fun, wacky, whimsical style that I tend to like, and you're not going to be disappointed when it comes to this one as well. It's, again, that kind of wacky, bizarre, out there design that all the games that he does the art for has, so there's that. I do like the way that it looks. Additionally, I like the way that you are moving around the board based on the cards you throw away. And some of those cards will have you move up to 3 different spots around that wheel. You know, after 4 movements, you're playing a song. So that means if you're using one of those, it means your song, the tableau in your song is going to be shorter, which means you're going to be able to do less things with it. But at the same time, you can't do anything that's going to get you any points unless you're playing a song. So it's only when you play the song that you get to do stuff. So it, in some ways, behooves you to play more songs faster, but maybe it makes more sense to wait until your tableau is a little bit longer and then do one of those songs. So it's an interesting dynamic that you're trying to figure out. I also really enjoy the way that as you're purchasing cards, some of the cards, which are particularly powerful, are going to make all the cards cost more for the rest of the game. But then there's these blue cards where when you buy those, they just automatically go into your song. So maybe you want to buy a bunch of those and get those out there because that suddenly is going to give you a whole bunch of extra stuff for free. Because literally every time you draw them, you just immediately put them into your song, and then you draw another card to fill that. And I think that is very, very cool and makes the kind of deck building particularly interesting. Along with that, I like the way that as you perform concerts, you're going to be getting these fans that are going to come into your deck. And as you beat monsters, you're going to get these monsters that come into your deck. And again, just like those blue cards, they're just a straight bonus. You get the bonus, you discard them, you draw another one. Now, the monsters are a little bit more difficult. When you get them, you put them out, and you have to go brag about how you did it. But the idea is the same, that you're getting these cards that aren't clogging up your deck. In fact, you want a lot of those because they don't clog your deck. They just give you a bonus and you get to keep drawing. So that adds another little balance that you're dealing with of trying to balance the cards that are going to be really valuable in your song, let you do a lot of stuff, with all the cards that just going to give you a little bonus, but you keep drawing and drawing and drawing. And that is a very fun balance to play with. And so all of that I enjoy, and I just want to kind of reiterate, I particularly do enjoy the core mechanic of the game. As you're going around the wheel and you're building your tableau and trying to balance when to play that song, that is very fresh and very fun, and I really do like that. Now, what are my quibbles with the game? The first one is, you can get wrecked in this game. Wrecked. There is not a catch-up mechanic, and when I played with Drake and Carl, I got wrecked. I was, I don't know, 33% fewer points than they had. And that might not be something that you like. There's not a catch-up mechanic in this game. There is a bit of skill to it. So you're going to have to learn how to play. You have to figure out where it is that you want to go, what path you want to take, because there are a lot of options. There are a lot. I cannot tell you. There are so many options that you have in this game. And so because of this game is a bit heavier than the other Final Frontier games that I've covered. It is heavier than Merchant's Cove. It is heavier than Monsters on Board. It is heavier than Coloma. It's well, certainly heavier than Fistful of Meeple's Draw to Adventure, but it's heavier than all of those. And so this is something to keep in mind, even though on its surface, the core mechanic of the game, with the noise generation, the moving around the tempo wheel and making your tableau, that's very simple, but it's deceptively heavy. So it's just something to keep in mind. That might not be what you are looking for. And then the other thing that I will put out there as something that may be something that you want to watch out for is there's not a ton of player interaction. Yes, if you're on the same space as another player, you can take one of their little badges. I didn't talk about badges. There's this thing with badges that you're putting out all over the place. You get someone's badge, you can use it as a wild resource, or you can throw it away, or you can, whatever. There's all this stuff with badges that are going on. And there's a little bit of interaction there. But really, that's pretty much it. It's not quite a multiplayer solitaire type game, because there is, if nothing else, there is the idea of, well, I can very easily take something that you want. I can get somewhere, I can claim the spot and buy the card, or I can flip over the legends and I can look and say, oh, you know, this person clearly will get more points for that, so I'm not going to activate that one, we'll activate a different one, and so on and so on. But there's not a lot of interaction in this game, and that might, again, be something that is less exciting to you. But really, that's it, folks. Those are my initial thoughts of this game. I had fun with it. I would absolutely play it again. I wish I had a prototype, but I don't. So I can't really say too much more about it. But it does do some things that are different from all the other Euro games that I have in this mess, as far as that little bit of deck building and that tableau building and the kind of the resetting of them, which I do find fresh and interesting. So that is Bardwood Grove. If you are the type that has liked Final Frontier's recent offerings, then definitely check this one out. If you like that idea of kind of worker placement, action selection, combined with deck building and tableau building, of course those reset often, then this is absolutely one that you want to check out. So, as always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.